Are you tired of us yet?
Are you tired of us yet?
Judging by the crowd, it feels a little thin. Maybe
we're
people
not
trying
tired
to
of you
skip
guys,
this session. Get in here. Let's go.
Come on down.
Hurry
Come
up.
on down.
Hurry up.
We're ready to go.
Welcome back to ZOE Talk, and
Yes.
a lot of good sessions coming up.
How was lunch?
Lunch? Wow.
I've never seen people so excited about tzatziki's before.
Yeah, hey, tzatziki's
Mediterranean cuisine.
very
All right.
intricate and delicate, and
Yes.
it's really good.
Are you a tzatziki's fan?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as you're coming in, we decided this is our last talk show, and it's a tough moment for us, but we want to end by just giving stuff away, because that's what we're all about here, is giving stuff away.
The winds of generosity are still flowing, but we're going to do it a little bit different this time.
That's right. We would like to give out $150 to someone today.
That's $275.
That's $270.
Gift card.
You get the first two sessions, now it's combined is 100. Now
we're feeling generous.
But here's how it's going to work. We're going to pull out a classic when it comes to pre-service fun, and that is the ZOE Wheel of Destiny. That's right, the ZOE Wheel of Destiny. They're going to bring it to the stage right now. And here's how this thing works. One lady will come up and spin this wheel for the chance to win $150. You may land on something that you are not excited about, that you will have to participate in.
For example, blind date.
Some people are more excited about that than the $150.
Some people are excited for that. I picked the wrong one.
Diamonds, we'll see what they are. Let's just get a lady. Who wants to come give it a shot? Let's see.
Parker, you picked the first
Let's go right here. Yeah.
You. Come on,
You're going to go this way. Give it up for her. She's making her way around.
She's taking the long way up.
She's going to make her way around. And while she's doing that, let me just explain again how it's going to work. She's going to come up, spin the wheel.
Yep.
And as you can see, the odds of $150 are slimmer than the rest of the options. But that's all right. We have faith today that a miracle can happen.
Don't be afraid.
Give it up for her one more time as she comes to the stage.
Love it. How are you? What's your name?
Brittany, and it's her birthday.
Brittany, and it's her birthday.
Wow. I feel really good about this moment. Brittany, you're going to give it one good spin, and we're going to go crazy for you and hope that it lands on $150. Are you ready?
Okay.
Let's do it. Spin that wheel. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, come on, make some noise. Let's go. $150. Please. It's her birthday, Wheel of Destiny. We need you to come through.
That's a good wheel, man.
Wow, you're taking a long time. Please.
All right.
Please.
We're on the tail end right here.
Wow, this thing. How is this possible? Wait a second. Okay, we need to.
Okay, hold on.
Oh.
Wow, this is taking a long time. Somebody. Wait. Diamonds on fleek.
Diamonds on.
Wow.
Fleek.
Diamonds on fleek. We have a special prize for you. Actually, they're bringing out right now a special necklace. Really one-of-a-kind designer.
One of a kind. This is premium design.
Very
Actually,
nice.
I had to use a little bit of electric tape.
That's how it came. It came like that.
It
came
works.
Like that.
So
Give it up
this
for
is
Brittany.
yours.
You've won a very nice necklace.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Hey, happy birthday, Brittany. Happy birthday.
We need to do one more. Quickly. Right here, front row. We're picking you. You're right here on the edge, so come on up, because we want to go quick. We want to go quick. This is our last one.
That was...
Something was wrong with the wheel, I have to admit. Something went a little wrong.
I thought it was going to happen.
It was a little looser than it needed
How you
to
doing?
be, but that's all right.
She's wonderful. What's your name?
I'm Debbie.
Debbie.
Is it your birthday?
Is it your birthday?
No, but in 23 days.
In 23 days, it's her birthday. Same thing. All right.
I love
Debbie, spin the wheel. One good spin. Here we go. Make some noise for her. Let's go. $150. This one's not going to spin as long, I promise. Here we go. Wait a second. Keep going. Perform your whoa. Now, I'm not sure if you were here last night with Pastor Wayne, but
Hold on, were you here last night?
Yes.
Okay, she was. So she
could
should
do it.
know exactly how to do the whoa, what Pastor Wayne taught us. Right?
Can we get
that music? Can we get that whoa
Can we get some of that whoa music, Chad?
Okay.
Okay, let's wait for the
Let's
music.
see it. It'll be whoa music.
Here we go. Here it comes. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Is this whoa? Hey, hit it one more time. Run it back. Run it back.
Hit it again. That was. I need to see that one more time. One more time. She has the attitude right.
I like it. It worked.
Hey, give it up for her. Wow.
Give it up for her. Unbelievable. Amazing. It was good. It was good.
She was ready to fight somebody.
She wasn't playing games.
We call that the no. All right. Okay. Well, hey. It is going to be an amazing rest of the afternoon.
Yes.
I hope you're ready to lean in and get some more out of this. Pastor Leslie is making her way to the stage. So let's put our hands together and welcome our conference host, Pastor Leslie. Come on. Here she comes. I'm taking this wheel with me.
All right, how was lunch? I was just checking to make sure I didn't have stuff in my teeth. And I didn't get to check real good, so if y'all see something, y'all are gonna have to give me some grace, okay? Awesome. Well, I thought it'd be fun this afternoon to bring some of my friends up, and my daughter, actually, but she's my friend too, and just chat a little bit about this whole idea of identity. You know, one of a kind, identity, purpose, value, big words that I think have a lot to do with how we live our life. Because if we can get those things good, if we can get those things strong, if we can get God's understanding of who we are and what He's called us to do, it just helps us face anything that comes our way. And things will come our way, right? We have things that come our way that we can't control. We have things that come our way that maybe are a product of a poor decision or, something that maybe had something to do with our doing. But no matter what we face, no matter what we go through in life, when we have our identity secure, when we know who we are in Christ, it just helps us to have something to stand on. I don't know about you, but I have felt in times in my life like, the rug has just been pulled out, right? Or, God, I didn't see this curveball coming. Or even feelings deep within. Nancy shared about it. When her father died, some things were exposed in our own life that she's like, gosh, where is this coming from? And I think we all walk through those things. So, like I said, I thought it would be fun to get some girls up here and just share honestly about how we are learning to love ourselves in our own skin. Like, this is all I got, right? I can do what I can to improve myself, okay, physically, emotionally, in every way. There's certain things I don't want to just quit. I want to kind of improve myself. But there are certain things that I'll never be able to change, right? So how do I do well with what I've been given? Learn to love the skin you're in. I think that's a great thing. Dr. Seuss said it this way. Who likes Dr. Seuss? Today you are you, that's truer than true. There's no one alive who's youer than you, right? So we want to own who we are. Okay, here's our panel. Leslie, the beautiful Leslie and Leslie. Hello. We got Amanda. We got my awesome daughter, Anna. All the Access girls. And then Quita. They've all agreed to join me. So I told them, we're just going to pretend like we're just talking. Just don't realize all these ladies are out eavesdropping on our conversation, right? So I thought I'd start with you, Anna. So people that know you know that you kind of are the life of the party. You got a big personality. You're confident, and you honestly have always been that way. You've always been pretty, pretty bold and all those things. But I know you, and the fact is, it's true for everybody that we all deal with insecurity at some time or another, no matter what our personality is. No matter what season we're in, we all have those feelings that come, insecurity or maybe question where we're going in life, whatever. And as a young person, how are you learning to navigate that?
Yeah, I think with being an outgoing person, a lot of people think, oh, she's not insecure about anything. She's so confident. And I think I do have a level of confidence. Obviously, the outgoing personality is not faked. It's not a mask. But with the outgoing personality comes some things that I am insecure about. And something I think that I have personally grown in, but I still am walking through, is battling loneliness. It's something that creeps in sometimes. Sometimes I'm having a great day and I'm around people all day and I'm a people person, and then I go home and I'm by myself and I feel lonely. And I think
You got me.
downstairs.
Sorry.
The truth is that throughout all of it, even when I do feel lonely or friends come and go or seasons change and things are better one day and not so great the next, I think the thread of my life has been God's house and church. And I think being rooted in God's house has really helped with the loneliness, or really helped with comparison, or why wasn't I invited to that party, or why am I not included, or do they really like me? Do they really want to be around me? I think that the confidence and the security has come from the thread of God's house being woven throughout my whole life. And I think obviously in seasons where we do feel lonely, the truth is we're really not alone. So hear that today. If you feel lonely, if you're having a lonely season, or maybe things feel great on the outside, but there's moments where it feels dark and it feels lonely, I just want to remind you that you aren't alone. The truth is, and God's house is what establishes that.
You touched on something that I think is true for all of us, no matter what age we are, and I know we could all speak to this, but the whole idea of comparison, right? When we compare our life with someone else's life. And I think that's so prevalent today with all of the social media. And social media is wonderful. It's a wonderful tool. I mean, I love it. I connect with people that, that I went to high school with, and different things like that. Family that, I see baby pictures of my nephew that, in a real time way, which I love. But there are also some pitfalls, right? When we sit and look at social media and think, they've got it all together and I don't. And I just want to encourage you to realize that what you see a lot of times is someone else's highlight reel, right? They're posting about all their big, amazing things and, whatever, and you're not seeing the behind the scenes. So we all have behind the scenes, right? We all have that. So don't fall into that trap of comparison or looking at your life. And I know, I don't know, Anna, if you wanted to add something to that, especially for young people, how young people face that issue.
Yeah, the truth is, Instagram's great. I love Instagram. But one thing that I've noticed, and it goes back to the God's house thing, I think something that's really encouraged me, just like a tip for young girls, for Access girls, or really anyone in church, is the people that you have around you in church are so important, because you get to see their highlight reel, REAL, because you get to see what's really going on. And I think for me, growing up in God's house, it wasn't like I'm comparing myself to people on Instagram. I was comparing myself to people in church, but in a healthy way, more of like, how can I be more like her? I want to live for Jesus like she is. I want to build God's house like she is. And so I think in church, leaning towards people who are older than you, who are further along than you, they don't have it all together. Definitely don't have it all together, but they've got Jesus, and that's something worth patterning your life after. Yeah.
I think another area that we all can relate to, especially as women, is our physical appearance. And I know sometimes, it's hard to figure out, okay, God, what do I like about the way I look? We do compare ourselves a lot, and up against some, pretty fantastic airbrushed images. And we look at ourselves and think, what in the world? This doesn't look quite like that, But we all have something. We all have something we can learn to love about our looks. But I think we all do have things that we struggle with. And I think it's a natural thing we tend to see, I guess what I'm trying to say is, our first response isn't to always see the thing we love. It's usually to pick out the flaws, right? I mean, I know that's true for me. So, and then I think there are just some natural physical attributes. I You know, I'm short. I wish I was tall. I'm tall. I'm so insecure because I tower over people. My mother-in-law is not even 5 feet. And when we shop and she's in the petite section, there I stand like the lumbering lumberjack, and everybody is looking at me like, why are you in this section? I'm like, I'm with her because she's tiny. But you know, no matter what it is, straight hair, curly hair, dark skin, light skin, you know, outgoing personality, you know, whatever it is, you think, why am I not like her? And I love what you shared about with me, Leslie, about overcoming something that you really didn't have a control about your skin and eczema, and how you have dealt with that, and how you fought against letting that define you or make you feel insecure about your physical appearance.
So I did, just like Pastor Leslie said, I have had a skin disorder pretty much my whole life, ever since I was a young child. And eczema is very common. I know a lot of people have it. The only difference with my story is that it literally has affected me at times from head to toe and has led to some discoloration and some permanent scarring. So it was something that even as a young teenager, when I was in middle school and I first moved to Memphis, I was definitely very insecure about. A lot of times I got teased about it. And it really was a struggle because I had no control over it. I would try one cream after another and nothing would really happen. Or even when I went the more natural, organic route, I would try something and then develop an allergy to it. So I was like, man, like, God, why am I dealing with this? Like, why can't I just have skin like everyone else? I hope my kids don't have this one day, because I'm like, I feel so sorry for you. But it really has been a learning situation for me, just to be able to be comfortable, like he said, in my own skin, knowing that there's imperfections and I can still be loved and valued, and there's beauty still through that. And with even beauty through pain or difficult things, even when I moved to Memphis a long time ago, or about 15, 16 years ago, my parents were in the military, and so we traveled around a lot. And another thing that skin brought up was the issue of race when I moved here to Memphis. During my formative years, when I was in school in Iceland, I just didn't know a lot about race. I didn't know the divide. And then moving here to the South, there was this tension that I kind of was just brought into. So basically, when I started school here in Memphis, I didn't talk like a lot of the black people, but I'm not white either, so I was labeled as like the white black person. And so it was very confusing, not only with me having the skin disorder that I felt like I had to hide a lot, but now I can't even be completely secure in the appearance that I have because I don't fit the mold of everyone else, but I also am not the same mold as people that I sound like, or whatever you want to label that as. I actually hate when people are like, you sound white, because I'm like, it literally is just an accent. Like, there are black people around the world and they do not all talk like they're from Memphis or Mississippi or whatever, you know?
Come on, girl.
Like, it's just true. People in different regions have different accents, and there's not one particular way that someone's supposed to sound or speak. And so a way that God really formed a secure identity in me with both of those things, I think one of the first important things is my family, because they definitely instilled in me a resilience and a pride for my family, knowing where we came from. And me and my brother and my sister are kind of the first generation that didn't have to grow up and struggle. My parents worked so hard to provide a life for me and my brother and sister that really did change some generational patterns. And so family has really instilled inside of me that I am worthy in my skin, no matter what I look like, no matter what I sound like. I do not have to fit the mold of anyone. But then also, God's house and being very intentional with friendships. I don't know if my point of view would still be the same if I didn't grow up in an environment like this, where you see so many different skin colors and accents and hair types and whatever else. You see really what heaven is going to look like between women, and it's incredible. And I thank you and Pastor John for that, because it's definitely heavy on your heart that we've talked about. And being intentional with my friendships was something that was very key as well. When I grew up, I wanted to surround myself with people who were Hispanic or Black or white or African. It really didn't matter. I just wanted to be very intentional with that. So if you find yourself with a disorder, or you have something that you don't really like about yourself, know that you have worth and beauty no matter what. There is beauty in any situation. There is beauty in any disorder or anything that you may have. There is beauty in that, and I think that makes a real connection with people when you're able to show that, And then if the topic of race is very hot right now, and I think it's a great conversation to keep having between close friends and kind of breaking divides and molds that and mindsets that people have. So I would encourage you to be honest and have real, honest conversations with people, and just be able to define who you are and not let society or stereotypes define who people think of you.
That's great. It's so true. I love that. I love the intentionality in the choices you've made, even in friendship. And I think the differences, we talk a lot about diversity here at the Life Church, and it's a hallmark of our church, and we love it. We love to talk about it, but we do, like you said, it's a hot topic. A lot of the racial things in the city we live in and the history of our city, but we can't stop talking about it, right? And we have to really listen. So let's listen with the intent to understand, not with the intent to respond, right? And when we truly can listen to one another and hear someone's point of view, someone's thoughts, how they may feel, where their insecurities may come from, when we can listen to understand, that's when the light bulb can go on for us, right? So race in particular is something I'm super passionate about, race relations. Done a lot of reading. I try to educate myself, and honestly, I can say the more I learn, the more I delve into it, the more I realize I don't understand, right? So let's continue to be students of one another. Let's continue to have, open hearts and open minds, and realize that identity piece for all of us. We all just want to be understood and loved and appreciated for who we are. So I commend you as such a young lady that you have been wise enough to position yourself and build relationships with different people. That's the beauty of life. So awesome, Leslie. It's amazing, amazing. Okay, Miss Amanda, she's not a teenager. She's as cute as one. She's actually a mom of 4.
I am.
And married to Pastor Mundo, for those of you who don't know. And she is just as fiery as he is. But she's one of my dearest friends. And I think just has a lot of wisdom about navigating the seasons of life. And how do you find your identity in figuring out that you're not what you do, right? You're not your role or your title, but it's actually who you are, who God has made you. How have you tried to figure that out as you've lived life?
Well, I think for me, this past year has truly been a journey in rediscovering myself, I would say. Last August, my 2 youngest, they're twins, they're 6 years old, so they actually went off to kindergarten at the same time. And I found myself in a place where I had been home for 10 years, raising kids. Go stay-at-home moms. Yeah. You're awesome. Keep it up. We're cheering you on. But that season came to an end. And it's funny. I dreamed about it, thought about it, talked to friends about it, but yet it still felt like it snuck up on me overnight. I mean, one day they're home, the next day I'm dropping them off at kindergarten. So I was left with this sense of emptiness, it was almost a sense of loss. I knew it was the end of a season, but then it was also a question of now what? What do I do with myself? Felt like there was this emptiness there. I'd walk in my house and it felt so quiet. Sometimes the quiet felt like it was just yelling at me, you know, fill me, do something. But I kept hearing the Holy Spirit tell me, Amanda, I've not called you to do, I've called you to be. And I had been doing for so long, and I realized, you know what? I have to stop feeling this sense of restlessness with quiet. I've got to learn how to embrace quiet. I've got to learn how to be still. I've got to learn how to enjoy myself again and really tap into what do I like. When you're a mom, you know, those of you who are moms of little ones, you know you're pouring yourself out all the time. And it's easy to get lost in that, and I felt like I had to step back and say, okay, I have this new opportunity. And as Nancy said earlier, I realized I need to work some things out. There's some things I have not worked out that I think I kind of have just survived through for 10 years. And I said, you know, I've got time to actually deal with this. So part of that for me was going seeing a counselor. I had battled anxiety, panic attacks for years. And so I walked through a really cool journey with a counselor who helped me understand lies that I was believing about myself that were creating a false identity. Yeah. I learned that there is true identity theft. Yeah. And it's a very real thing. And when we're believing lies about ourselves, our identity is being stolen from us by the enemy. And so I sat down, and I highly recommend this. If you are struggling to sort out a reckless mind and an anxious mind, this was the most practical of all the things that my counselor brought me through. Most practical thing we did, we got a piece of paper. She handed me a tablet. She wrote some columns. She said, Amanda, I want you to write. In the first column, the few lies, we'd already identified some core beliefs, some lies that I was believing. And actually, the first one was that I was unlovable. So, of course, I totally related to Reverend J. John's message yesterday. But that was the first column. What are the lies? Second column, I had to write, what are circumstances that have happened that have caused me to believe that? For example, rejection throughout life as a little kid, always moving around, trying to fit in a lot. Third column was the truth column. Yeah. What is currently present in my life that refutes that lie? Awesome. And you know what, as I saw it so clearly on paper, I realized, wow, it's plain as day how clear I was believing things that weren't true. And walking through especially the lie of not being lovable, I thought about my pastors, thought about my parents, all of you in the room who I love so dearly, who are my friends. When I walk in this place and I receive hug after hug, I'm like, how much more proof do I need? Yeah. So it was tangible proof. It was evidence from God's word that says that I am his beloved and he is mine, and his banner over me is love, and he loves me so unconditionally, focusing on the truth of God's word. So I went through this journey not only through counseling, through working through that stuff that had been there, and I really needed to understand it more and get to the root of it, but also just really reflecting as a mom on what are the things that I should have maybe been doing more throughout this season when I've been home with kids that would have kept me more refreshed. And what do I have time to do now? So for me, that was actually pouring myself onto others more, calling up the girls who I feel like God maybe had called me to mentor in that season. Those lunch dates, those coffee dates, it was pouring into moms here at the church through MOPS. Go MOPS moms, love you all. Yeah. Woo! They're awesome, they're the best.
Hey, and baking awesome cookies.
Baking cookies.
She's an amazing baker.
Gardening, walking my big fluffy dog and being outside and pray. I walk him every day still, and I pray the whole time. It refreshes me. It fills my soul. So we have to figure out what fills our soul. What do we love? And it wasn't. I had to have a season where I was a little more inward focused, so that I could grow and become more stronger as in the outward focus, as I loved others, so I could better love those in my world. And so I feel like that's the work that God has really done in this season, not just through my motherhood. It's helped me to become a better mom as I become a better me and learn more about myself and my true identity. I feel like my kids are receiving that too. Yeah. And it makes me a better mom, makes me a better friend, helps me fulfill those roles in a greater strength.
Awesome. And then we have Miss Quita over there, Pastor Quita, as we like to call her, who is just amazing and just accomplished. I mean, look at you. She's got a great job. She's instrumental and a huge part of our church, flourishing on so many levels. We see that in your life. And I have asked you to talk candidly about something that I think a lot of women are going to relate to when it comes to identity. What is it like to be Quita? I won't say how old you are, but Quita and no husband. How does that affect your identity? What have others spoken into you about that we can mine the gold from your life, right? Because like I said, I know a lot of women will relate to your story.
Yes, so first of all, I'm the oldest of 7 kids. And so I was always told, oh, Quita, you're gonna be the first one to get married. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be the first one to get married. I'm gonna have all these kids. And so I think I was about 16, 17 years old. I was told that there is a high chance that I would never be able to have kids. And so I was like, oh, okay, I don't care about that. I'm 16, I'm gonna live my life, go to college and have fun, study abroad, do all these fun things. And so as I got older and I started dating, I would self-sabotage because I didn't feel good enough as a woman, because I felt that I would never be able to give my husband a child. And so I would believe all these things that people would, at my age now, I'm almost 40, so, and I look amazing. And so at my age now, being single, I find myself often comparing. Like, I have all of my siblings except for one, they all have children. Some are married, and I'm like, Lord, what is wrong with me? And so people will always come up to me, girl, you're almost 40, why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? I'm like, well, I'm just waiting on the one. Well, why don't you have kids? Well, first, I'm not married. Well, why don't you have kids? Well, maybe I just don't want kids. I never wanted to go into the real reason why I don't have kids, and so I would just say, I don't want kids. And then people would say, oh, you're so selfish. The Bible says, be fruitful and multiply. You're supposed to have all these kids. First of all, I'm not having a whole bunch of kids. My mom had 7, and it was crazy in the house. 5 girls and 2 boys. It was crazy. And so, but I started to believe I was a selfish person, that it was always about Quita. I was just so focused on what Quita wanted. And I'm not good enough. Well, you should have kids. You should be married. You're almost 40. There must be something wrong with you. So I started to believe all of these lies that the devil would plant in my head, and I would, again, self-sabotage in my relationships, or I would just choose not to date, because the end result, if I get married, what if he wants kids? And I may not be able to do that for him. And so I find myself being able to overcome that with just positive affirmations. I'm a visual person, and so I write on my mirror with lipstick, with sticky notes. I am a sticky note person. If you come into my office, there's sticky notes everywhere. But I write all these positive affirmations about myself, that who God has created me to be, that he has this perfect plan for my life. No matter if I do have kids or if I don't have kids, I get to see over 1,000 kids every day when I walk into my building at my school, and I can, my teacher friends over there, so I can walk into that building and love on all of those kids. And some of those kids have parents, but they really don't have parents. And so I can pour into those kids. I love on those kids. I'm not a morning person, and they're always wanting to give me hugs in the morning, but I'm like, okay, God, they need this hug, so let me give them this hug. And that's how I'm filling up my tank, because one day I may not, but I still have those kids. I have all these amazing kids of the Life Church that I get to love on. And I know that when I'm planted and serving in God's house, that my life is going to flourish no matter what it may be. And so me serving in God's house helps me so much. I'm always here. I'm always like, so what can I do? What can I do? Because I know that if I'm doing what God has me to do, he's going to work everything out for me. So I don't have to worry about any of those negative things, what society says, what the internet says. And I hate Instagram. I love Instagram, but I hate Instagram because it's so easy for us to compare. And I think someone said it's like the reel, the highlight, like you only get to see the positive things. Nobody's gonna post a picture of their nasty bathroom, so we're not gonna see the real stuff of people's lives. And so I make it a point to only spend 30 minutes on social media because I don't need more than that, because I'll take all of that stuff in, and we have to guard our eyes, our ears, and our hearts, because that's where all that stuff is going. And so just staying plugged into church and loving on all of my friends and all the kids here, that's what's fulfilling for me. My identity is based on who God has called me to be, not others.
That's so awesome. So awesome. You guys are awesome. So awesome. I knew you would enjoy them. I'm going to put you on the spot. So, ready? Here we go. Everybody's nervous now. It's not that crazy. Don't get too nervous. The mirror. What do you see when you look into the mirror? I know, like I said, when I look into the mirror, I get ready, I look into the mirror, and it's like, it's a bad hair day today, instead of seeing maybe the thing I like. Our natural tendency is maybe to go to the negative. When we think about our identity, even in our personality, we're looking in the mirror and you look at yourself and say, God, why am I an introvert? Why am I not outgoing like her? Why don't I have that confidence? Why is, I'm too loud. Why can't I learn to keep my mouth shut? Whatever it is, I think we all look in the mirror and we're quick to point out our flaws. But what I'm going to ask you to do is share one thing. When you look into the mirror, what's something that you're proud of about yourself, that you admire? And it's okay. You can say you like something about yourself. God likes everything about you, right? And He wants us to value ourselves and to be proud of who and how He's made us. So rapid fire, let's go. I'm going to who's going to be brave and go first? Something you love. Come on.
I'll go.
Okay.
Something I love about myself is I love to celebrate. Yes, you do. Invite me to any party you've got. If I haven't already planned it myself, I'll be there. I love birthdays. I love planning parties. I love celebrating. Any reason to throw a party, I love it.
That's awesome. Celebration queen.
I would say that I love how I love people. I love hard, and I believe in pouring into people. I believe in encouraging people. I'm always the one that's like, say something positive. Yeah, I know this sucks right now, but say something positive. But I love that I love to love people, if that makes sense. And I love my hair.
Yeah, come on, girl.
I used to not like my hair. When I was a kid, I always wanted to straighten my hair. My mom would say, Quita, if I put this relaxer in your hair for us that knows what a relaxer is, it's gonna fall out. My senior prom, I said, Mama, I want a relaxer so I have straight hair like everybody else. And guess what happened? My hair fell out.
Hey,
but I
listen
love
to Mama.
it. Yes. But I love my hair now.
I love it.
I think I would say I love that I've learned to be confident in my own skin. And it wasn't always like that, but when I look in the mirror, I see Amanda Michelle Abe Meneses because I'm Latina, and you gotta have your 4 names. And all of those names are significant. And I love that there's no other me, and I've learned that. I'm the only me. I'm the only Amanda Michelle Abe Meneses.
Yeah.
And I'm confident in my own skin.
I think I have 2, if that's okay. Okay, so kind of what Quita said, I love people a lot, and I love my friendships a lot, and I love spending one-on-one time with people, being very intentional with that, and I feel like I've gotten pretty good at that. But then when I look in the mirror, I honestly do see myself as vibrant. So whether that's my skin or whether that's my personality or whatever it may be, I really do love my skin no matter what. Most of the time I don't wear makeup. I'm only doing it because I'm on stage. But people literally like, Leslie, are you on stage today? And that's why, But I really do think those are the things I see when I look in the mirror.
I love it. I love it. I would say I have learned to love my height. I used to be super self-conscious about how tall I was. I would slinch over or slunch, whatever it's called. In pictures, I'd kind of like go like that to appear shorter. I had super long, skinny legs. I would give anything for some of that skinniness to come back. But my mom would just say, I would always complain, and she'd say, do they walk? That's what she'd say. Do they walk? Yes, Mom, they walk. Then be thankful you have legs that walk. So good mama wisdom. But I do think it's true that we can all find something we love about ourselves. God has created you unique and special, one of a kind, with beautiful physical things about you, unique just to you, but also amazing character qualities and personality traits. So can we give it up for our panel? Thank you, guys. Love y'all. Awesome. All right. Well, we do have a gift for everybody. The guys are going to come with a special gift for you. And I want you to know that we created this with you in mind, just for you. Our graphic team worked on it. We imagined and schemed and thought what would be the memento we could give the girls to remember these couple of days together. And I am going to say one thing, one only per girl. I have to say that because sometimes people get a little gift happy, right? But one only for girl because we want everybody to get one. But it's a beautiful, amazing bag, and it says unique, worthy, beautiful, cherished, valuable, purposed, and loved. All words that we believe about you and that God believes about you. And inside, have you opened it yet? It's an awesome little mirror that you can keep in your purse. And it says one of a kind. Okay, so everybody's already looking at themselves. Maybe y'all don't have a problem looking in the mirror. I love it. But truly, truly, listen to me for just a minute, because I want to tell you, it's more than just a plastic mirror with one of a kind written on it. It's really symbolic. It's really symbolic. I want you to learn to look in the mirror and love yourself. I love that. I love that J. John started us off with such a strong declaration that you are lovable. You are lovable. God loves you, and there are people that love you too. You need to surround yourself with people that love you. So my prayer is that as you carry this little pocket mirror, keep it in your, wherever you get dressed in the morning, or in your purse or your car or your office or wherever it is. I pray that every time you would take it out, you would remember that God loves you, that we love you, and you are worth loving. You are a lovable girl. Will you do that for me? Awesome. So cool. Well, enjoy your gift. We're going to have some more great things coming our way this afternoon, and I think we've got something special coming. Roll it, team.
I got sun shine on my face. I got good vibes racing every day. I got skies on my demand. I got the whole world spinning in my hand. And it's like every day is Christmas, every day's a dream. 'Cause heartbeat is breathing and love in its fire. So everybody feel good. Everybody feel good. Everybody feel good. Gonna make it rain. I'm in the no-fly zone when I'm on the train. Ain't no hill that I can climb. I got everywhere to be, but I got time. I got time, yeah. Every night is New Year's. We're preaching in the street. I'm feeling, believing the music is right. So everybody feel good. Everybody feel
They killed it. They killed it. Hey, we are in for a treat because we got one more finale session. Everybody say finale. The finale is ahead. You do not want to miss it, but we're going to take a break here in just a second. I just wanted to announce a special announcement on behalf of ZOE Talk. We put in a few good words, and we have gotten a price reduction on this beautiful little yellow shirt right here. So it says one of a kind on it. It's very soft and comfortable. I would go buy this if I were you during this break before they go. And this is just from Nick and I to you, all right? So you're welcome, and take advantage of this. Make sure you don't go too far. Just a quick 15-minute break. Run to the restroom. Come right back in. We've got a lot still to come. The finale is ahead. Come on, 15 minutes.